Yes, my friends, things are getting very interesting for the Denver Broncos, and we need to talk about something that could completely change the way the rest of the NFL looks at this team. Because while some analysts continue to doubt the Broncos and refuse to give Bo Nix the respect he deserves, the people who actually step onto the field every Sunday seem to have a completely different opinion. And honestly, that's what should matter the most. I don't know about you, but I really want to see the Broncos back in the Super Bowl. I truly believe this team is building something special, and maybe, just maybe, this is the season where everything starts coming together. But now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Bo Nix is already one of the NFL's best young quarterbacks? Or do you think he still has something to prove before joining that conversation? Leave your opinion in the comments because I want to know where Broncos country stands. And if you've been a loyal Denver Broncos fan for more than 15 years, hit that like button with all you've got. Go Broncos! Let's go to the Super Bowl. Now, let's talk about why Bo Nix is suddenly earning respect from the people who know football better than anyone else. One of the biggest stories right now is how Bo Nix continues to earn respect from the people who matter most, the players around the league. While some national rankings continue placing him lower than many Broncos fans believe he deserves, the NFL players themselves have shown that they see something very different. That says a lot because these are the athletes who compete against him, prepare for him every week, and understand how difficult it is to perform at the highest level. This is also another moment where Sean Payton appears to be proving his confidence was justified. Ever since he selected Bo Nix, he has spoken publicly about the quarterback's potential, believing he could become one of the very best in professional football. At the time, many people questioned those comments, but now the conversation is beginning to shift as more recognition comes directly from inside the league. The latest recognition only strengthens that argument. Bo Nix climbed higher among the NFL's top 100 players, showing that his fellow players believe he belongs among the league's elite talents. That kind of respect cannot simply be dismissed. It reflects what players see on film and on the field every single week. Several players have also publicly shown support for him. Those reactions demonstrate that his performances have made an impression well beyond Denver. It is another sign that Bo Nix is continuing to establish himself as one of the young quarterbacks who deserves attention heading into this season. What makes this even more exciting is that the Broncos appear to have several impact players receiving league-wide recognition. Instead of relying on just one superstar, Denver seems to be building a roster filled with contributors across multiple positions. That balance could become one of the team's greatest strengths as the season unfolds. Of course, the excitement now shifts toward training camp. Unlike previous years, one enormous question no longer exists. The Broncos finally have stability at quarterback. There is no major quarterback controversy hanging over the organization. Instead, attention moves toward the supporting cast and how each position group develops. One of the first battles worth watching is behind J.K. Dobbins in the running back rotation. There are several talented players competing for opportunities, but R.J. Harvey appears to have an excellent chance to earn a significant role. His skill set could allow him to become the primary option behind Dobbins, while Jonah Coleman offers versatility that may be especially valuable on passing downs because of his ability to contribute both as a blocker and receiver. Another major storyline involves replacing the production left behind by John Franklin Myers. Rather than expecting one individual to duplicate everything he provided, the expectation is that multiple defensive linemen will contribute together. Malcolm Roach, DJ Jones, Iomi Uwajarike, Tyler Onyedem, and Syvian Jones all have opportunities to help fill that role, with particular attention focused on the potential growth of Syvian Jones. Wide receiver is another fascinating position group. With Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle expected to be major weapons, the next question becomes who steps forward as the third receiving option. Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, and Pat Bryant each bring different strengths, making this one of the most interesting competitions to watch. Rather than expecting one player to dominate every week, it may depend on the specific matchup each opponent presents. That flexibility could become a major advantage for the Broncos' offense. The tight end room also carries plenty of intrigue. Evan Engram enters the season with high expectations after joining the Broncos, while younger players continue developing. If Engram becomes the reliable weapon many expect, he could provide Bo Nix with another important target over the middle of the field and help elevate the entire offense. On defense and special teams, replacing P.J. Locke represents another challenge. Devin Key appears well-positioned thanks to his strong special teams production, although J.L. Skinner and Miles Scott also have opportunities to make an impact. Competition at these positions often brings out the best performances during training camp. Another topic everyone will be watching is how the offense operates with Davis Webb taking over play-calling responsibilities. While some fans expect dramatic changes, the expectation is that the overall philosophy remains similar, with possible adjustments designed to simplify certain aspects and perhaps increase the tempo in selected situations. Training camp practices should begin providing clues about how those changes will look once the regular season arrives. Finally, there's the exciting question of how Jalen Waddle will be used within this offense. His versatility allows him to line up in multiple locations, including outside receiver, the slot, and even in different offensive packages designed to create mismatches. Rather than limiting him to one specific role, the Broncos may choose to move him around the formation, giving defenses a difficult challenge every single week. Combined with Courtland Sutton and the rest of the receiving group, that versatility could create numerous opportunities for Bo Nix. When you look at everything together, it's hard not to feel excited about where this team is heading. For the first time in a long time, Broncos country isn't spending the summer arguing about who should be the starting quarterback. That question has finally been answered. Now the conversation is completely different. It's about how much better this offense can become, which young players are ready to take the next step, and whether this roster has enough talent to compete with the best teams in the AFC. Training camp is going to answer a lot of those questions. We'll finally get to see which running backs separate themselves from the pack, who earns the trust of the coaching staff at wide receiver, and whether Evan Ingram becomes the reliable weapon many fans are expecting. We'll also find out how this defense adjusts after losing an important contributor on the defensive line and which young players are ready to seize bigger roles. But if there's one thing that stands out above everything else, it's the confidence surrounding Bo Nix. The respect he's receiving from players around the league wasn't handed to him. He earned it. Every snap, every drive, every game helped build that reputation. And now the expectations are even higher because people inside the NFL believe he's only getting started. Sean Payton believed in him from day one, and while many people questioned that confidence, we're beginning to see why the Broncos organization never wavered. They saw something that many outsiders didn't. Now the challenge is turning that potential into even greater production during his second season. Of course, none of this guarantees success. Every NFL season brings unexpected challenges. Injuries happen. Young players have to continue developing. New additions need time to build chemistry. But what makes this Broncos team different is that there seems to be a clear direction. The roster is deeper, the confidence is growing, and the excitement inside Broncos country feels stronger than it has in years. Now it's up to this team to prove that the growing optimism is justified. Training camp is only the beginning. Every practice, every preseason game, and every regular season matchup will be another opportunity to show that the Broncos are no longer a rebuilding team, they're becoming a team that expects to win. And honestly, that's exactly what every Broncos fan has been waiting to hear. After years of searching for answers, Denver finally has a foundation that fans can believe in. The pieces are coming together, the expectations are rising, and the opportunity is right in front of this football team. Now I want to hear from you, Broncos country. What are you watching most closely when training camp begins? Which player do you think is about to surprise everyone this season? And most importantly, how far do you believe this team can go with Bo Nix leading the offense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments because I read every single one of them. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget